and welcome to the next episode of The Conscious Female Founder. I am your host, Sally Tarbox. I'm the proud owner of this podcast and YouTube channel where I speak to some incredible women who have broken the norms of society and stepped out on their own and set up absolutely incredible businesses and are changing their slice of the world. I'm also the owner of a company called The Empowerment Movement, where I work with other coaches and entrepreneurs and help them build confidence and resilience in their business while adding in income streams. I've also had the great honor of being featured on Fox TV out in the States on their program Women of Influence, where I've been celebrated for my business achievements. And I am also an international best-selling author. But as always, today is not about me. Today is about this lovely lady that I'm sitting down with, Kristina Theo. Chris and I have been friends for many years. So I'm super excited to be sat down with you today, Chris, because I have seen your journey go on a long way. Chris came from the corporate world where she escaped the corporate race and has now set up on her own, setting up an amazing baby yoga business. She has also at one point became a single mum when she was kind of going through that transition. And now she has really found peace and calm in what she is doing. I've obviously seen your story play out, but for anyone that doesn't know you, and that wasn't like, I'll pass it over to you to introduce yourself. So Chris, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you came from, and what you are doing now.
Hi, Sally. It's so nice to see you. I've always wanted to come on this. And I'm on it now. It's amazing. Yes, so thank you for that lovely introduction. I am Kristina, so I'm the founder of Nurtured Horizons, which is a parent and baby wellbeing business. But before that, so I was in the corporate world for 14 years, or nearly 14 years. So my whole life, in my working life, was in this company. And I had roles spanning from front of house office management, then going into corporate responsibility, then marketing assistant, and then kind of the later years of my career in brand. So I did brand planning, then brand for skateboarding, which I absolutely love. The skateboarding of it, and then most recently in fitness and yoga. So I had some amazing experiences within that. So yeah, lots of traveling, amazing events, like meeting top tier athletes.
Wow.
It was incredible. And I was in my 20s, so it was fun. And there was
Exactly. It's a fast-paced environment as well. And I think when you're at that age, like that can be such an amazing time to learn such a wide range of skills.
Exactly. And you have the time and you've got all the experiences that you want to take from what you can. And then I had a baby.
Hey!
Obviously, I love my baby and he's the best thing in my life. But it changes you. So I had in my 30s, and then everything changed. So I decided to last year, the opportunity came up where I could have stayed or take redundancy. And I chose to take redundancy, which was a huge choice because obviously that's all I knew. And it's kind of like, it's the stability, isn't it, of having
100%.
a company to work for, a career, a monthly salary, like all of things kind of disappear when you take that leap and you decide to do something for yourself, and in something you're passionate about. But this is what happened. Like, my perception changed a lot. What mattered to me changed. My purpose changed. My responsibilities changed. Like, my sole purpose when I had a baby was to keep that tiny human alive. Like, that was my
it does, right? Literally overnight, it changes. Everything changes.
Yeah. Like, I have to human. I need to, and it becomes everything. So yeah, I really wanted to put all my energy and focus into him. I was actually there for 3 years post baby as well. So I was experiencing the long hours, the working on the weekends, and it just became to a point that I want to be there for him. Like, that's my sole purpose now. Like, I want my energy to go there, and I want to be present for him because it's important. So yeah, that's kind of the journey I've been on with the corporate world to here doing now.
And I think it's really, I remember when you went back to work, because I'd gone back to work previous to you, but we were kind of not far behind each other. And I remember, obviously, you were working in the city, so you're commuting into London as well. And I remember you said, and you went to work, you went back 5 days, didn't you? I can't even remember.
Yeah.
You were either back 4 or 5 days.
No, 5
And
days.
I remember I remember saying to you, like, yeah, because when you're doing the corporate world, when you're in your 20s and you have more energy, less responsibility, and you're not trying to cater for a tiny human, there's more flexibility in your life, isn't there? But yeah, when a small human comes along and it's now having to do that juggle as well, and feeling like you want to be present for both, and it's a really hard split. It's really, really hard I always say it's like taking off different hats and putting them back on again, because you have to flip constantly between, right, I'm being mum right now, and now I'm doing a proper job, okay. And especially for you, because you're in the city as well, so there was that travel time and the exhaustion of doing that, and it is a lot. It's a big burden to bear. So I remember when we were talking and you said, oh yeah, like I've been offered redundancy, I'm going to take some time out to kind of almost figure out who I am again, because yes, I am obviously solely mum, but I need to work out like what makes me happy and what I want to do next. And you really did take that time.
Yeah.
And I think that was so good for you.
It was needed, wasn't it? I think so. Before actually I started at Nike, I must have been early 20s. I did my degree in psychology, then I went on to do forensic psychology. So they always say, don't they, from a young age, kind of go back to that age and you'll know what your passion is, because we kind of lose it along, get pulled in different directions. There's so many distractions and you kind of lose what you love from the beginning. Anyway, I did that after school. So I went in to do psychology, forensic psychology. And after doing that, so with forensic psychology, I was actually going into prisons. So I was volunteering in prisons, like a male prison.
Well, and you're so dinky. For anyone that doesn't know, Kristina is tiny. She's so dinky. So I imagine you kind of going in there up against these massive burly guys that have done terrible crimes. But yeah.
And back then, obviously, I was very young, so I was much more like naive and innocent, and I didn't know about all this kind of stuff that was happening in the world. Back then, we didn't,
No,
even at that age. Yeah. Now everyone knows everything from a young age, but so I was going into there, and I think I quickly realized from doing forensic psychology, it's really hard, and this sounds quite pessimistic, but it is really hard to help people past a certain age, which is kind of why I'm not saying people can't change, of course they can, but past a certain age is much harder. So from then I knew I really wanted to do something with early years, which is why I'm doing literally babies now, like working with babies from like conception all the way to like 1 or 2. Because that's where we can have the most positive impact. So it kind of gone full circle, but I've come back to now doing what I feel passionate about. So yeah.
And I think that's amazing. Obviously, yeah, like I said, I've seen your journey, and like you've always, like me, you've always been into your sport and your fitness and your health and stuff like that. So obviously when you were doing your corporate role, you had that to be able to kind of go to, and those different experiences to sort of pull on and learn and see which bits of it you sort of like. So then when you were able to take that break, I guess it probably gave you that kind of like that time out to just be like, actually sit there and be like, which of the bits of these last however many years do I still enjoy? Like, what are the bits that fill me with passion or joy? And how can I incorporate that into something altogether? And that's exactly what you've done, because you've kind of taken, the enjoyment of working with early years and the psychology behind it. You've got a degree in it. And also like the sport element and understanding that from every angle, right? Because we all know that sport is very good for our physical health, but it's also very good for our mental health as well. So then to be able to set up a business and a brand, obviously you learn about branding and marketing and that kind of thing. So to be able to incorporate all of that together to then create a very successful baby business is amazing. So just talk to us a little bit about like what you do now and how you got to that point of being like, right, I'm going to start a baby yoga business.
Well, you summed it up perfectly, actually, that the whole thing has come together, like all the different aspects. So yeah, obviously I took the redundancy. I didn't have a clue what I was going to do. I'm being honest. When I left,
I remember having a conversation with you and you were like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I didn't know what I was going to do next. I took the time out. I did a lot of reflection, a lot of going back, and again, what am I passionate about? What makes my heart sing? So it's so cheesy, but it's a thing. Like, what
it's
do
true,
I about? What lights me up, kind of thing. And I think it might have popped up like as an advert or something. It's reading my mind. It's like it's telling me. So this popped up.
It's almost like the universe delivers it to you, doesn't it? It's like, there you go. You asked for something.
Exactly. So this popped up and I was like, oh my God, it sounds amazing. It's baby massage, baby yoga. So it was 2 courses by the same company. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to sign up for it. I'm going to train in it. So I spent 6 months actually training written work, online work, practical work. That took me up until May. And then I was like, okay, I actually have my qualifications now. I need to launch this thing.
It's that big, isn't it? I've
Right.
done that before. And yeah, because you get so involved in the learning, and I love that as well, because you become so passionate about something because it starts ticking the boxes, doesn't it? It gives you again a sense of purpose, but a completely different sense of purpose to being mum. Right, completely different, and you're using your mind and you're pulling up all these resources and this passion that you knew was in there, but and you get so involved in something, you love it, you get your qualification, you're like, I've done it, right, now I have to take the other leap of faith.
Yeah, and that's the scary part because you're literally going out into the world and you're all on your own. Like you haven't got a team. You're doing everything on your own. You really need to have that trust that what you're doing, you feel passionate about, you know it's going to make a positive impact, and that kind of drives you to go out there, and which I did. I had all of that, so it really helped. And the marketing background did help me get out there as well. But still, it's a huge thing. Like,
Of course it
because
is.
when you're working for corporations, it's rarely you in the front, like in the center of it. This is you. Like,
yeah, I think that's so true, isn't it? When you're in a corporate environment, you're a cog in a big machine. And don't get me wrong, you're a very important cog, and what you do is important. But when it's you on your own, you are the machine. And you have to have, and I think this is what I see a lot, right? And this is why I love shining light on women like yourself and so many others, is because you have moments of thinking like, oh my God, like this is me now. Like I have to put all the faith and trust in me. And it's then the ability to take the jump. And I think this is probably where a lot of people sometimes unfortunately get stuck, because you get to that point, you get the qualifications, you do the thing, and then we hit that roadblock. And sometimes I think that is down to fear. And I always say that's false evidence appearing real, right? Because you can sit there and you can compare yourself. I always say, comparison killed the cat. Because you can sit there and compare yourself to someone else who's probably set up a business very similar to yours, and there's so much space to be able to do it. But you can sit there and be like, oh, but they're really successful, like that they're doing that. Or you can use it as your superpower and sit there and be like, right, okay, well, if that person's done it, I could sure as hell do
it. Yeah. So did it.
Yeah, amazing. Did you, when you were kind of going through that phase of setting up the business and taking the jump, and I mean, this goes back to everything as well, because obviously at one point you found yourself on your own with Lucas as well, in those moments where you had to take some real big leaps of faith. And I think this is something I see a lot, is like sometimes women, we lack a certain amount of confidence in ourselves. Like we know we have it, but sometimes with everything else that's going on in life and how busy life can be, we can really lack that confidence and self-belief in ourselves. Did you ever get moments like that?
Yeah, I would have done, definitely. But I do think being a mum and being a single mum, you have a drive in you that you didn't know. Like the amount of the fight, it's a fight, isn't it? Because you're doing it, not only for you, you're doing it for your child as well. And that's what drives you into doing it. I even find it like in silly things, like I do a park run on a Saturday morning, and sometimes I'm like, oh, trying to run, I can't do it, and I'm wanting to give up. But I'm like, I've got him in my head, and it pushes you just to go, because you want them to look up to you. You're their role model. You want them to look up to you and think, yeah, my mum did that. She can do that. I can do that. And it kind of has that ripple effect, doesn't it?
Yes, this is what I yap about all the time, and people will get sick of me saying this, but it's so true. The ripple effect is huge. The ripple effect is massive, and the ripple effect can go either way. It can either go to the positive or it can go to the negative. And this is why people like yourself and so many other women that are setting up companies and have a passion and a purpose and are still driving forward, even on the dark days, even on the days where it's like, oh my God, I'm tired. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. The impact is huge, because the impact will be on 2 different areas, right? It will be on the area of their family, their immediate family. So like for you, like you're saying, and I do the same with Willow, I say to like, mummy's doing these things because yes, I'm passionate about it, but I want you to also understand that anything is possible. If mummy can do it, then you sure as hell can do it. If you want to set up your own business or you want to step outside the box, you can do it. So I think it's so true, isn't it? It's like we have to be the role model for them, but we have to encourage them as well and be like, I've done it, so can you. So there's the ripple effect on that. And especially at such a young age, it will be so positive. It will be so positive, and it will have so much of a bigger impact than we realize, I think. And then there is the ripple effect on the clients and the people that you are serving. And that is the other ripple effect. So it goes out so much bigger than we realize, because obviously what you're doing, I'll get you to explain a little bit more detail about your classes and things. The ripple effect that you will have obviously on the babies, but also on the women that are attending, and the environment that you are giving them, and the safety and the space for them to be able to turn up exactly how they are. And we both know, being a new mum, you get days where you don't put your makeup on, you've not had a shower, you barely eat, and you feel like crap.
Occasion. This is only because I'm you should have seen me 10 minutes before.
Oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. I mean, I told you I got out of the shower 20 minutes ago. But it's being able to be able to provide and turn up and serve women, but serve them in a way where they are safe and they have a very nurturing environment. How you will then have a positive impact on the rest of their day, and how they will then be able to show up for their children or their partner, or it's huge. And that's why I love this emphasis around the ripple effect. And that is why I talk about it so much, because it is so big. And I think with yourself and other women that I talk to and interview, we appreciate we might not be able to change the world, right? But we will be able to change a small slice of it. Exactly. And that is what we're trying to get across, is that actually by just changing your small slice of the world and carrying on with your passion and your purpose and driving yourself forward each day, that has such a bigger effect than we realize.
And you've got it, you like hit the nail on the head there. Like, this is the bigger purpose of why I wanted to do this as well. Because like just all the research indicates, so it's on the Gov website, like the first 1001 days of a baby's life are the most crucial years. Like that's like conception. They are the most crucial years. They lay the foundation for everything that follows, and that's emotionally, physically, cognitively. Like if we provide them with the love and care and connection that they deserve in those years, like the ripple effect again that will have on them when they become adults, like the ripple effect, we're like empathetic human beings. Like the world needs that more than ever right now. So if we manage to do that, like, and I really strongly believe if we do that from babies and help support moms, support families, again, that creates a better society, and then that creates a better world. Like, it has that effect. So this is the bigger purpose, and I love that you said it, because this is what's driving me now. Like I just feel like we need this more than ever, and what a better place to start than our babies. They are the most precious.
And I think that's so true as well, because it's especially for the women as well. Like you and I both know, like when you become a first-time mom, like I didn't have a freaking clue what I was doing. And you do, like I didn't. I was winging it. I still am. And she's 7. But it was really interesting. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I'd always kind of understood this concept. And they were saying to me, you know, it does take a community to raise a child. And you know, when you hear things like people say things, and you're like, yeah, like I agree with that, but I'm still mom. I'm still at the front of it. But it is really, really true. Like it is true. It does take a community to be able to raise a child. And I think by you being able to provide people with a really supporting natural environment to be able to do that is absolutely incredible. Because as mums and first-time mums, or even just mums in general, right, of new babies, everybody has a very different experience. And we know that. This is fact, right? Some women, you know, they will sail through it and they have amazing, you know, babies that sleep through the night and all those kinds of things. Other women find it harder. There's even women that suffer with postnatal depression. So being able to give someone an environment where it is completely safe, it's non-judgmental, but also I'm going to help you be with your baby, connect with your baby. I'm going to be able to help you, the mother, but also the child as well. And the ripple effect, like I said, that will have on them is massive.
And don't forget, I was a lockdown mum. Were you lockdown mum as well?
I was and I wasn't. So she was 2 when we went into lockdown.
Okay, so I had him bang when lockdown started as well.
Yeah.
So I saw like and the lack of support that was there, the lack of connection. Like my dad was going into town to work and he couldn't come near my baby. Like it was the weirdest time. So when we talk about that village, no one could visit us. Like we were so isolated.
Yeah.
No support. This is kind of why, again, like you said, I want to build these communities, like local communities where people can come together and support each other as parents and find friends that hopefully they take on doing classes, and just create that safe space for parent and child bonding without all the distractions. Like my classes are very stripped back. They're very much about connection and calm. No distraction, like hardly any distraction. There's no distractions, not like loud music and da 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 da. So, like, yeah, just creating that space for that. So
that's amazing as well. I love the way that you said that as well, like creating connection, right? Because this is another one that I think is so important in such a busy world. We have become easily very disconnected from each other, right? From human to human connection. And obviously, I think obviously COVID was a big one for that, where we had to become a bit disconnected. But I think it was also as well, things like the internet and social media and things like that, it's very easy to feel like you are connected, but actually it makes you very disconnected because we don't have that one-on-one human connection, which I think is so vital. So again, being able to provide people with a space where they can have connection with baby, but also they can make other one-to-one human connection, whether that be making friends and finding their own support network and their own support system. It's almost like you're delivering it all in a package, in a box, which is incredible. But then also being able to bring in obviously your learnings and your expertise and your qualifications. So you actually what you've created is an incredible environment. And I love that because you're obviously growing as well. So talk to us a little bit about like, because you're doing it obviously in the local community in North London, which is amazing. My girl's going far, I know it. But it's true though. But because your classes at the moment, they happen in really nice spaces. So talk to us a little bit about what they look like.
Yeah, so I am around North London. So Tuesdays, Buzzwell Hill. Wednesday, I do in a lovely home environment in Barnet.
Yeah.
And then Fridays, I'm in Woodside Park, which is in a lovely studio within a school. So yeah, there's different areas within North London. But in terms of, did you ask about the environment? Sorry, what kind of?
Yeah, like how, like what kind of setup is it?
So we all sit like in a circle, because again, it's that women's circle kind of community thing.
Yeah.
Mum, it's a very, like I said, stripped back, calm lighting, light music, just connection between you and your baby. Yeah, there's literally like not much singing and dancing. There's a few like connect from, but no flashing lights, just really stripped back. And you're learning a skill that you can take home and you can learn for life, basically. Most amazing thing about it. Like I'm still doing, like Lucas is he's growing at the minute, so he's getting growing pains. He's 5. So I'm doing like massage on his legs. So these skills, you don't just learn them, the skills you take.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. The ripple effect again.
Exactly.
It's true though. You talked about like connection there just slightly. So obviously I know you quite well. But for people that don't know you, like I class myself as quite a spiritual person. Like I do lean big into sort of energy and how I'm feeling. I lean big into sort of like, I guess, universal energy and spiritual energy. But I think spirituality can be dressed up in many different ways. And it's how that person feels. You know, it can be religion. If some people want religion, that's absolutely fine. I know obviously you're quite like me, you're quite I would describe us as quite earthy people, if I'm honest. Like people that love to be out in nature, who love to just take walks or just take time out, whether that be doing yoga or meditation. Is spirituality something that kind of like comes up for you?
Yeah, definitely. Again, especially I've always been an outdoorsy, like
You
adventurous.
have, yeah. We have.
But again, having a kid, you're very highly aware of all the distractions and how it affects, again, the early years. So
Yeah.
I do try and get Lucas out the house as much as possible, away from screens, all that kind of thing, away from distractions. There's too many things going away from noises, like just trying to slow the pace down a bit.
Yes.
So we're more regulated. Like, that's helping. I've done a lot of work trying to regulate emotions. Not only when you have it, I don't know if you felt this, but when you had one, you realise things going off inside of you that you
Oh
didn't
my
know.
gosh, don't they? It's like a fireworks. It's like going into a fireworks shop and lighting a match. Because you suddenly don't. It's so like that though, isn't it? And I still get that with women. I do say to her, like, babe, you're triggering me. And we try to talk about that, but it's so true. It's about slowing down. And I think it has such a positive impact just by going out in nature or taking a walk in the woods or the calm or just doing something where it's almost, it becomes mindful, right? We just take that moment to become mindful and become connected with ourselves and find, I guess, like the small pleasures in, or the big pleasures in small things. So like just being out in the forest or going for a walk, or like Willow and I love to go to the beach, or it's finding pleasure in that. But I think that is so powerful because you're teaching your child, again, from a very early age, that pleasure and the dopamine hit effectively doesn't need to be instant, right? It doesn't need to be through a screen. It doesn't need to be through food. It doesn't need to be, actually, once we find things that are really, really simple, that are very mindful, that give us the same hit, again, we're teaching them about mindfulness, how to slow the pace down, and that's so important.
Exactly. And it goes back to the connection part. I think we've lost a bit in ourselves as humans. We become disconnected from ourselves.
Yeah, we have people.
Like, we think we're separate. We're not. We're all connected.
Yes, we are.
Everything's connected. This is what we're trying to teach. I'm trying to teach Lucas that I would take him to the forest. He will go out, explore, touch things, feel things.
Yeah.
He does actually go up to trees now.
Willow does that as well. If I take her out to the forest, she loves to hug trees. She loves to climb them and hug them. And I'm like, cool. Like, she'll lie, like, especially like there's some big ones near a really big park near us, and they're broken and stuff like that. And she'll climb them and she'll just lay on them. And I'm just like, that's okay. Like, that's okay to do that. Like, be free.
Yeah. But it's teaching compassion. It's teaching empathy again with the natural world. Like, learning how trees give us our oxygen to breathe, like just from that young age, knowing that instead of cutting them down like people do, like we're cutting down our breathing source. Like, just so it's a really I do try and drive that quite a lot within him.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know, because I know you and me have had many conversations about, oh, you know, like, we'd love to take our kids here, or we'd love to take them there in the world, just to show them the natural planet. And actually, I think this definitely comes down to perception. And I say this to Will, I'm like, the world is actually very big and very beautiful, if that's the way you want to see it. And I think that's exactly what you were saying about how actually, as humans, we've become very disconnected from ourselves, because our phones and the internet and technology is so readily available at our fingertips now. It's almost like we get these hits from doing those things, when actually, when we actually strip the layers back and we realize what connection is with ourselves in a very stripped back natural environment, actually that will bring us so much more longer term joy, because it will start to change the way we think and the way we feel and the way we show up. And then again, that has a much bigger effect on our family, on our children, on the people we surround ourselves with. And then ultimately, exactly, but then ultimately as well, I think it's really interesting, because then we will start to connect with people who actually are much more like us at a much deeper level, as opposed to a surface-based level. And that's again when, like, relationships can change and things like that, because you start attracting people which are so much more like you, that bring you the longer term happiness, because actually they have similar purpose, or they have similar desires or love for life. And so it goes in all different kinds of ways. And I think that's so true. It's like we need to become more connected with ourselves, and it's just working it out what that joy looks like for you, and helping your child understand what that joy looks like for them.
And even like with the work I'm doing with baby massage and baby yoga, it's teaching that again from babies. Babies don't know they've got hands and feet and legs, like, and simple things like gentle touch, which we're doing in these classes, we're making them aware of these feelings in their own bodies, the connection with their primary caregiver, the trust it's building up in that relationship, the love they're feeling, like all of that, again, a more conscious, hopefully, population of people that will then change the world. So there's so much.
Kristina, you are awesome. I have loved watching this view, and I can't wait to see where this goes as well, because you are so passionate about what you're doing, and there is drive and there is purpose, but it comes from a really deep-rooted level. And I think that's what's so important, and that's why your journey is so beautiful, because it's not coming from a place of like, oh my God, I've lost my job, I need to set up a business, oh crap, like I don't know what I'm doing. You've taken the time to really, like, I guess to a certain degree, work on yourself and work out what is important and what purpose feels like for you, and how actually you can now serve that back to other people is absolutely incredible. And I honestly, like, I say I'm proud of you, but I mean it from like a sense of like, I'm so buzzing for you, because honestly, what you're doing is actually amazing, babe. Like, it really, really is. So thank you for just showing up and being able to provide that and that community and that safe space for other women.
Thank you so much for that. And thanks for having me.
No, don't be daft. Okay, so I do have other questions though. Obviously 2026 is fast approaching us. Yeah. So what is on the horizon? I guess that's either for you or for the business. What is on the horizon? What are you hoping for 2026? Where are you taking your business, or what are you focusing
on? Good question. Because at the moment I'm just like, what's the next thing? What are we going to do next? We're actually planning, in the middle of planning, no one knows this yet, it hasn't gone live, but a mini retreat for parents and babies in January. Locally, it's like a day thing. So there'll be a movement, calm and connection. Again, they're the main point of this retreat. So that will be happening in January. That's in the planning stages at the minute. I just want to take it further. I just want to be able to help more mums and babies. I want dads to get involved. This is one of the big things as well.
Amazing. Love that you have that drive.
Yeah, I need to get more dads involved. It's so important for dads as well to experience this, I feel. So that's one of my main aims. Get the dads involved. Let's see.
I love that. I think there's two brilliant things to be aiming for. A retreat where it's like a day retreat where you can set them on lots of different levels, but also having a real drive and a focus to get dads involved as well. Because and I absolutely agree with this, because it can becoming a mum can have obviously lots of different variations, right? Because families look so different these days. They do. And that's amazing that we've taken that route, that actually family can look like almost however you want it to look like. So then being able to drive this forward and include the men, I think is fantastic. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's one of my big ones. So
I can't wait to see this all come together. I'm buzzing.
I think baby massage in general and baby yoga probably is quite a new concept. It only came around like in the 1970s. It hasn't been around for too long. But even today, you don't hear about it that much. I'm hearing about it more and more, maybe because I'm in the world now. But every single man who hears that I'm doing this always asks me, they're like, do you massage babies now? Like, they think that's what I do. Like, I have a class of babies.
Yeah, because they have the concept of when you go for a massage.
What is baby? They don't know. So I really want to help with the education side of that. No, you're the one doing it with your baby for bonding, for attachment and all the amazing benefits that come with it. Like all the developmental stuff as well, the mobility for their hips, all this kind of stuff, the colic, the wind, the gas, like teething, all this stuff. If you knew as a dad and a mum that you could help them with touch, gentle touch, like would make everyone's lives as new parents so much easier as well. Just having these like intuitive skills to learn and to deliver. So big one.
Oh, that's amazing. You're driving the education piece as well. Go on. This is fantastic. I'm so happy for you. So one of the last questions that I generally ask people who come on my podcast is, if you could go back and you could give yourself, your former self, one piece of advice in regards to setting up a business, so however many years ago it was, and you could look back and someone was sitting in front of you in a similar position that they found, you found yourself in regards to being made redundant and not really knowing what to do next, what would be that one piece of advice that you would give them in regards to taking the jump or taking the leap of faith?
Yeah, I would say definitely take time to figure out what your purpose is, what you're passionate about, what lights you up,
Yeah.
What makes you, like, brings you joy, makes you happy, and what is the purpose that you want to put out into the world that will have a positive impact, not only for yourself but for everyone. Like, we're here, you have one life. Life is so short. Like, put it into something you love. The amount of hours and days put into another business that is not even our own. Like, imagine putting that into a passion and seeing what you do. Like, yeah.
That is so beautifully put. That is so beautifully put. Yeah, take the time out, work out what brings you passion, work out what brings you joy, because it is so ultimately true. This is the big movie. This isn't the trial run. This isn't the trailer. This is the movie. So start living life absolutely in a way that brings you purpose and passion, and obviously way that you can serve other people, because I think when we bring a collective amount of people together like that, that's where things will really start to shift and change for the better. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Honestly, it was an absolute honor and a pleasure. I really, it brings me so much joy when people like yourself want to sit down and want to tell me your story. Like, I'm so honored to have you and so many other women like you on this podcast. So thank you so much. What I will do is I will share all your links in the show notes below. Everything will be posted. So guys, you can reach out to Kristina and find out more information on her classes and everything that's going on, and obviously her retreat that's going to be hopefully coming up, and any educational pieces. So if you've got any questions, please reach out to Chris. She is a wonderful, wonderful girl. She is one of my greatest friends, and I just love being able to watch her on this journey, because she really will be able to help so many people. So thank you so much. Right, my darling, take care.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.